757 Saturday Sports Talk on ESPN Radio 94.1 on this 12th day of March, the year 2022. As always, it's brought to you by Larry King Law. If you're injured or in an accident, you call 757-INJURED for Larry King. Matt Hatfield here with you and the coach, Ed Young. All right, Ed, some college basketball tournament action all across the country, really catching the interest of people. And Norfolk State, behold the green and gold from the 757, both the men and women going for championships. The NSU women taking on Howard at Scope today. The Norfolk State men getting a tough win over the most talented team in some people's eyes in the entire MEAC, that being none other than Morgan State. They're going to be taking on the number 7 seed in Coppin State, who's 9-22 overall. They were 6-8 in the league to the number 7 seed. Robert Jones, 23 wins. I think we had this as a topic in our buy or sell. Would he get to like 25, 26 wins? He's going to have a chance to get to 24 and be tournament bound. Joe Bryant's had a great year, the MEAC Player of the Year from Lake Taylor. Do you like the chances of both the men and women to go dancing? I think they both can do it.
I think it's the daily double. I think they'll do it. I think they both will definitely do it. Women might have a little bit harder time, but I think they'll do it. And of course, the men I think win big over Coppin State, but I don't know about getting win number 25.
Well, the problem is people are wanting to make this claim, and this is no disrespect to NSU's having a great year. They should be a 15 seed. I just don't see someone from the MEAC getting that. And people bring up, well, what about Hampton University back in 2001? That was special circumstances with Steve Murfeld in that group and Travis Williams. Plus, I don't have the data in front of me, but you had to go back and look and see where some of the rankings, or I guess at the time the RPI, if you will, of some of those teams were, and how that looked when the teams that were 16 seeds. It's just too hard to ask. And right now, I think Joe Lenardi in his latest bracket has them playing Baylor to number 1 seed. I'll tell you what, I'm not saying they're going to beat Baylor, but Baylor's been kind of up and down with some injuries lately, so maybe they give them a scare.
It could be. Baylor, in fact, just got beat in their conference tournament. A scare for a lot, but Baylor's awful good. A lot of people have Baylor potential getting back in the championship game, and even some people thinking they can win it. I don't think they will.
But missing Jonathan Chamu, however you say his name, or say it, God bless you, spell it. That's a big deal for them, and I don't see them repeating as national champs.
The big thing with a team like Baylor, they got a lot of depth. I don't think Norfolk State's depth can cover that. But you know what? I will not sell Norfolk State short. I think they will give them a battle. Let's not forget, years ago, Norfolk State came in here and shocked the world by winning right off the bat.
Well, Virginia Tech in the Commonwealth getting a huge win in the ACC semifinals. Mike Young's Hokies for the first time ever going to play for the championship against the Duke Blue Devils. Coach K's final season. He lost his final home game against North Carolina. You look at Virginia Tech here. They shoot the three-point shot well. Darius Maddox, they got Keve Alume inside, but is that enough inside against the power of Paulo Banchero, a projected lottery pick that'll go top 3, and of course Mark Williams, the defensive anchor, shot blocker, big dunker from Norfolk, Virginia. I think the Blue Devils, they're primed to win this, and they're going to help themselves for the seeding and rid themselves of the bad taste from the loss to UNC, and plus a not so complete showing against Syracuse, which almost knocked them off as well.
Yeah, I think they regroup on this one. I know that was an extremely bad taste in their mouth, losing the final home game for Krzyzewski against Carolina, their big rival. Tech's played well in the tournament. Duke is expected to get there. Some people have Duke going to the Final Four and even winning the whole thing. I think they go deep in the tournament.
Probably a 2 seed. Is this win here for Virginia Tech to get to the final, beating UNC, enough to put them in? That's kind of the bubble watch. In or out for the Hokies, who I know Lenardi and others had as one of the first 4 out with, I think at last check it was Dayton, SMU, Oklahoma. The last ones in were Wyoming, Wake Forest, who had a terrible loss to Boston College in their first ACC tournament game, Xavier, and Indiana, who obviously had that result with Michigan, a crazy comeback. Hokies in or out, or it could a lot determine on how that game goes with Duke, if it's competitive or not.
Could be. I think Duke and Carolina are in for sure. I would say Tech had a good performance. If they lose to Duke but have a good performance, I think they're in. They win, they're definitely in.
Miami and Jim Larrañaga's group with the guards. Jordan Miller had the game winner against BC. You put them in for sure as well. They're one of the last 4 buys I think I looked at, with Notre Dame from the ACC as well as Michigan and Rutgers from the Big Ten for Lenardi. You got the Canes in for sure?
It might come down to the Canes and Notre Dame. I think the ACC can give 4.
So you don't think all 5 get in?
I don't. Everybody says it's a down year for the ACC, and it's one of the worst ever. And I heard one of these so-called experts projected only 3 getting in from the ACC. Yeah,
That's not happening. They're getting 4 for sure, probably 5.
I'd say 4 for sure, outside chance of 5.
I tell you what, the West Coast, if you watch those games, Gonzaga, Chet Holmgren's the best player in the sport. I don't care what anybody says. Drew Timme is obviously a big-time weapon for them, too. They had a little bit of a sketchy finish there with San Francisco. They're a tournament team. St. Mary's is a tournament team. I wouldn't even rule out completely Santa Clara. They're not getting in, though. Herb Sendek's group. That's a really good league. Gonzaga's going to make a deep run. So is St. Mary's. And I wouldn't be stunned if San Francisco won a game in this thing.
Yeah, it's going to be that time of the year. Everybody's looking for the mid-major one. We're not allowed to call anybody low Division One. Nobody likes that term. But it's going to be what mids can get them in there because it's a year where it's wide open. I think you got a good solid 10, 11 teams that can win this thing. And then you probably have a year where you're going to see a mid-major. Remember, like back in the days of VCU and Mason and Loyola Chicago making a deep run. I think you're going to see a mid-major get to the Elite Eight.
All right, last two on this. Give me a team. I know Ed likes to circle a team. I do it every year, too. I'm going to like a San Diego State some years. I got a team for you. Do you have a team that you've circled out, that mid-major team? I know you've been humming about Boise State. Is that the one? Who's the team that you're looking at?
You're close. I said Wyoming.
Wyoming. You like them?
I like Wyoming. Solid defensive team. Rebound the basketball well. The question always becomes, is that type of team ready to play some of the big boys they're going to play? You got to get really good for 6 straight games to win the NCAA tournament. You have to have strong backcourt play. You got to hit free throws, and you got to take care of the basketball and turn some of the turnovers you get into points. I think Wyoming can do that.
You know who mine is?
San Diego State.
No, I'm not on them this year, and I do like Boise a lot. They might be, and obviously we'll reconvene about this next week once the brackets are out. Of course, the games will be in the books for the Thursday-Friday selection, so it's hard for us to do that here on 757 Saturday Sports Talk. But the Jackrabbits of South Dakota State have appeared in the NCAA Division II tournament 24 times. They're not known for having that D1 run, 30-4. Let me tell you something about SDSU. They got some love. The other SDSU, they're in Scott Van Pelt's Sports Center this week. They're really, really good if you watch them. I like this group a whole lot. I think they can beat you inside. They can beat you outside. I think they're versatile in how they can beat you. And they're a team I can see not winning 1, but maybe 2. Sweet 16, I wouldn't even completely rule out, depending on a bracket, an Elite 8. I think this team is extremely good. And their team's got some veterans. And if you have that this time of the year, it's going to make a difference in the NCAA tournament. You got Douglas Wilson, Baylor Shearman, Noah Friedel, all double-figure guys. A couple guys, 8-9 points per game. Ed, do you like my pick of SDSU?
Well, you're almost trying to convince me to take them and drop what one. But I do like that pick. They've almost convinced me to go with you and drop my Wyoming pick. But I'll stick with Wyoming. But that's a good one. And again, it's all about matches, where they're going to be sent, who they're going to play. But you're right. 30-4, they are a veteran team. But you're going to see a lot of veteran teams in this year. I don't think it's a whole lot of good one-and-done types for this year.
Almost a 76% foul shooting team, too, so I think they get it done at the charity stripe, which is going to matter as well. All right, real quickly, go to break. Give me the best game today. Kentucky-Tennessee SEC tournament. Is it Iowa-Indiana? Is it Virginia Tech and Duke, like I just mentioned earlier? Michigan State-Purdue. I kind of like that one. Villanova-Creighton. Something else? What do you think? Which game kind of sounds the best of what I just mentioned?
Kentucky-Tennessee.
You like that?
I think a lot of people like Kentucky. I think Tennessee can upset them in this break. I think Kentucky's going to look ahead a little bit.
All right, there you go. We'll come back with more here at 757 Saturday Sports Talk, ESPN Radio 94.1.